part 2 of our look back at 2018 on this special edition of Lexington Now. I'm Neil Noah. Happy New Year and welcome to Lexington Now for the week of December 31st, 2018. We continue this week with part 2 of our look back at the year that was 2018. And we start things off with a pair of stories on the Town Branch Trail. The first was the groundbreaking for Town Branch Commons on July 2nd.
This week, Lexington is celebrating the 4th of July. And we're celebrating it this week by officially breaking ground on a project that will light up our economy, our downtown, and our entire city, the Town Branch Commons. Our Town Branch Commons is part trail, part signature downtown park. It's a ribbon of the bluegrass that will wind itself through downtown, stretching for 2 miles from Rupp Arena to the west to the Isaac Murphy Memorial Art Garden to the east. It will connect our city's 2 major trails, giving Lexington 22 miles of uninterrupted bike and pedestrian paths and connecting downtown to the rural landscape.
It's especially an honor to be here in this physical place today because you may not know it, but we are standing in the headwaters of the stream of Town Branch. The headwaters is the collection, the area where water runs off our land and moves into water bodies, and we are standing at the origin of this water body, flowing below our feet and in pipes that run below Midland and along Vine Street, past the Convention Center, past Rupp Arena, through the Bluegrass region, and ultimately to the Kentucky River. We are standing along the path of Town Branch. This water body is a connective element, and while today it's invisible, it is a connective element that can really bring us together. It was a site of hunting and fishing for indigenous peoples. It was along Town Branch that the city was founded, so it's critical to the city's history. And as the city grew, this stream was buried and forgotten over time as the city expanded. But today we stand here in an effort to recognize this long and diverse legacy and bring the Town Branch back into the fabric of this city as a productive and connective place.
Let me just say one more thing, and that is, you know, at ribbon cuttings like this, we celebrate our community. This is going to bring economic activity. It's going to make us a better city, a stronger community. It's going to provide recreation and tourism opportunities. It's going to connect downtown to our beautiful surrounding bluegrass area. It's going to reflect that karst topography that is part of our heritage and our history. But I want to thank the group of people who are responsible for this that typically don't get the credit at groundbreakings like that, like this, and that is the hard-working taxpayer. The hard-working taxpayer that provided the ultimate resources for this grant and which will provide the leverage to attract the private capital from the Town Branch Fund.
Studies show that urban parks are one of the most effective ways to build a sense of community. They provide a place for people to connect, to interact in a safe and shared environment. In turn, this has improved community connectivity, outdoor activity, leads to lower crime rates, higher education attainment, and improved health outcome. Today, the heavy lifting begins, so tomorrow we can create the living room in our community, one with the world-class design that reflects the history of our city and includes programming for everyone.
Town Branch Commons will have a lasting impact on our city and its citizens. It will be enjoyed by Lexington citizens for generations to come. So thanks to each and every one of you here today and the tens of thousands of citizens across our community and county for all you have done to support this project. Now, let's get the project started by breaking ground. All right, 1, 2, 3.
The groundbreaking was followed up a few days later by the announcement of a significant contribution toward the project.
My name is Kip Cornett, and on behalf of my fellow Picnic with the Pops commissioners that are sitting behind us and several dignitaries, we have a rather major announcement to make today that we think will be part of the transformation of this wonderful space that's even going to get more magnificent as time goes on. Every now and then, a good idea turns into a great idea. 250 years ago, approximately, about a mile from here, a group of frontiers people got together and said, what do we name our city? The good idea became a great idea when they decided to call it Lexington. And they had the foresight to know that once we got into brevity, we can always say Lex all the time for the Bluegrass Airport, etc. That was great idea number one. Great idea number two was in the 30s, when a group of folks decided that there was a Kansas native that was coaching high school basketball in Illinois, and they said, we think it might be a good idea to hire this guy, who ended up being Adolph Rupp, which you see behind us now, which turned into a great idea. The third great idea, and there's been many, many more in this city, was a conversation that then Mayor Jim Amato had with Tom Minner, who ran the center for many, many, many years. And Mayor Amato said, we need an outdoor event that is on a par with the great city that we are. And in 1980, the good idea became a great idea known as Picnic with the Pops. Fast forward many, many years, I guess 38 years later, and every now and then, great ideas intersect. The city, Rupp Arena, Picnic with the Pops, and Town Branch Park. So we've got that moment in time when all these great ideas are actually intersecting at once.
Yes, we are crowding the winter circle some 243 years after our city was settled around the Town Branch in 1775. We're filling up the downtown with good news about Town Branch Commons. Last week, just about 2 miles from here, over on the east end of town, we officially broke ground on the trail that is part of Town Branch Commons. Today, together with the Picnic with the Pops Commission, I am announcing a $1.2 million gift to be used for an amphitheater in Town Branch Park, right here.
We are so very thankful to the Commission for their investment, which will contribute greatly to the success of our People's Park. When we began this process, we made a commitment that a main component of Town Branch Park, both in design and programming, would be the arts. We believe our signature park should make the arts accessible to all of our community. It nurtures the soul, it brings people together, and it makes people think, feel, and grow. This investment announced today is a tremendous opportunity for the outdoor performing arts in the center of our community. Our park design will include a performance lawn that will be able to hold 5,000 people. The technology, the backstage elements will be second to none. The world-renowned award-winning firm Scape will be leading these efforts. Scape understands how the arts can help activate a social space. Both local citizens and area art organizations will benefit greatly from the creation of our new state-of-the-art outdoor performance space with a capacity not currently available in Lexington today. Area arts organizations will be able to develop new performances and reach new audiences that maybe they have not otherwise been able to reach. Picnic with the Pops and its investment is a crucial element to achieving these goals. One more time, on behalf of our board and our staff, I would like to thank the Commission and their members for this amazing contribution. One last announcement. Our website is going live today, so please visit www.townbranchpark.org and follow the progress of making our park a reality. Thank you all so much.
When we come back, we'll continue our look back at 2018.
I'm Sergeant Randall Combs with the Lexington Police Traffic Unit. Accessible parking is a valuable and necessary resource for people with disabilities, and that includes the striped area next to accessible parking spots. These are access aisles, and it is illegal to park here, even if you have an accessible parking permit.
Access aisles are necessary for me to get into my vehicle. They are there because many of us need that space to use our ramps or to transfer into a wheelchair. It's frustrating when a car is parked in the access aisle because I don't have room to get into my van.
Police and Lex Park are writing tickets when they see vehicles parked in an access aisle, and the fine is $250. Know where and where not to park. Keep the access aisles clear. Thank you, and drive safe.
We have an abundance of beauty and natural resources here in the Bluegrass. More miles of running water than any state in the continental U.S. You may not know it, but all our creeks and streams catch water directly from storm sewers on our streets. That means when someone tosses a cigarette butt on Main or Vine, chances are good it'll end up in Town Branch. Leave some pet waste on a sidewalk near Versailles Road, it goes into Wolf Run Creek. So please, don't trash the Bluegrass.
Welcome back to Lexington Now. On July 19th, ground was broken on the long-anticipated expansion of the Lexington Center.
Today's groundbreaking ceremony is the beginning of an exciting transformation downtown. What we are doing here today matters. Every year, the number of visitors in our city increases because of its vitality and its beauty. The improvements made to Rupp Arena and the expansion and replacement of the Lexington Convention Center are an investment in our future. But when the city, state, and the university are all collaborative partners, amazing things can happen. Today marks a milestone of what will be a transformational moment in the future of our Lexington community. With the support of the governor and the state legislature and the Lexington city leaders, we are taking another step in sustaining the viability of our city's downtown, creating a catalyst for great economic growth and new opportunities for business, entertainment, and culture. The new convention center facility expansion fulfills a 30-year need and will strengthen Lexington and Central Kentucky as a convention center destination.
This is all about quality of life and quality of place. It's all about a powerful destination that will stimulate and activate our city in remarkable ways. It will add to our economy and to our culture in ways we actually cannot even imagine today, creating opportunities and jobs now and into the future. Build it and they will come, yes, by the thousands, and over time by the millions. The project will expand Lexington's economy, reach and stretch beyond the city limits, and announce Lexington as the great American city it is, inviting all to open and welcoming opportunity to new business and to tourists. In fact, according to Visit Lex, spending on tourism in Lexington contributes about $2 billion each year to the local economy. And with the new convention center, we can target 90% of the national convention business, compared to only 65% today. Of course, the University of Kentucky has a pivotal role in the project, and we appreciate so much their commitment. As we leverage what is unique about our city and invest in the Lexington brand, we are leveraging too and investing in the UK brand and traditions as well.
The University of Kentucky is proud to continue to play in Rupp Arena. It's proud of our partnership with LCC. When we think about Lexington and we think about UK, we think about a shared vision. Not only are we located near each other, but we have this shared centralized vision of a successful downtown. When we think about university cities, we know that a collaborative spirit, a shared desire to innovate, defines our success. Together, we believe we've developed a renewed commitment to recognizing opportunities, and in partnerships, we are supportive next-door neighbors. Our campus is intertwined with this facility in so many different ways. Men's and women's basketball, NCAA events, academic conferences, and the most important events of a university, our commencement is held here and will continue to be held here. And continuing this partnership for many more years to come, we believe it's good for UK, it's good for LCC, it's good for downtown Lexington, and above all, it's important for our collective impact on our community. So congratulations to LCC, to the many board members, the mayor, and everyone present for achieving this day. Thank you.
Count to 3 and we're gonna target Amy. 1, 2, 3.
And finally, in November, the ribbon was cut on one of the most anticipated projects in years.
Well, near this very site, 243 years ago, 1 year before the Declaration of Independence itself was signed, our city, Lexington, was settled. 7 years later, in 1782, the city's first center of administration and justice was built, our first courthouse. 118 years later, in 1900, the courthouse we are rededicating today opened to the public. Fayette's new Temple of Justice, it was called. It was the 4th courthouse on this site. Fast forward another 118 years to today, and we are rededicating this temple after we came close to losing it to decay, decline, and neglect. As for me, this was a problem-solving exercise that yielded a reminder lesson. Don't make a decision about something new without knowing what to do with something historic. We knew the good bones were here, but the bones had to be rearranged into something modern, inviting, and compelling. Whatever we did here needed to be a beacon for the future and not just a curio of the past. Today's rededication represents our city's renaissance, a renaissance of both spirit and place, a renaissance of Lexington, our great American city. Nothing short of a miracle and demonstrating that dreams can come true.
In the spirit of Thanksgiving, we can all give thanks for this fabulous building, first built in 1898 and now rededicated in 2018. It makes the city sing. It is the culmination of multiple minds, the vision of many, the perseverance of a few, and that soon became the majority. We can all be proud of what this means to generations before us and now generations after us. It will be in the enduring structure that has spanned centuries and lives forever as a testament to vision, imagination, and persistence. This building saw much in its first 100 years, and it will see much in its next 100.
This building behind us for over 100 years was a courthouse overseeing the law of this Commonwealth and the law of this country, hearing claims of all kinds, from the most depraved criminal cases to the joyous moment when a parent adopted a new baby. We saw the ups, the downs, the ins, the outs of life. And literally hundreds of thousands of people have passed through the halls of this building over that period of time, seeking, and we tried to assure, finding justice. In recognizing that, yes, sometimes old buildings and old structures do have to make way for progress, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes you can find the way to repurpose them in such a way that the history is preserved, that this wonderful, incredibly unique, one of the few of its kind in the country, buildings can be preserved and continue to be this jewel for all of Lexington and Fayette County. And for your children, for the school kids who come in and tour this building. All of this is so satisfying to know that sometimes the old must make way for the new, but sometimes the old can become the new and be the type of building that has this multi-use structure that we see here today. And I can speak for myself, and I think for all of my former colleagues, we're so glad it's still here. Enjoy this building.
Okay, thank you all for hanging with us for so long, and now we're ready for the fun. Kenny, we've got a bunch of scissors, right? So we've got as many scissors as we've got folks here.
In 3, 2, 1.
Thanks for joining us for this look back at 2018, and we look forward to what 2019 has in store. For the staff and producers at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah. Happy New Year.